is victory 244 to Goebel's 202. First shot, left lane.
I'm talking about being right.
All right, 11th strike this afternoon, and now a fellow looks more like a cowboy linebacker.
The man with the boss ball. There's a lot of power on the tour, but none of them can rev it up like this guy. When he gets it going, look out.
Like that. Just a beautiful shot. He's 29 years old, been a pro on the tour 10 years, looking for that first title.
6'2", 260 pounds, all wrist action. Watch this wrist unload as he drives through the pivot area, keeps those hips level. Boom. And one thing I see, Chris, is extending towards the target a little more today, and that's what he really needs.
Oh! Nice.
Escape.
They say on the tour, when you leave one of those, too much toy, and that's what he has. He cuts that toy loose, sends it from about the 20th board out to the 8th board. That ball, 16-pound spheroid, has no respect for 3-pound, 8-ounce pins, leaves a solid 9.
Now, in this field of 188 here in the Quaker State 250, he was number 1 through 41 games. So he's had a tremendous week. Strike up, second frame, deliberate. He loves that right lane, Nelson.
Yes, he does, Chris, and he'll make some adjustments. We're bowling on wood lanes today, and they're going to change a little more than we see on, say, synthetic lanes during an hour and a half. Monacelli with the good snap, the good release, and extension. What I mean is reach down the lane, has the 2-pin trip out the 4, and out goes the 9. He starts with a double, and he's going to need all he can get against Coffman.
Three-bagger. We're in our second game. Monacelli winning the first 244 to Brian Goebel's 202. Way to the left of center. Right lane.
Well, the power pays dividends on that shot as he gets the wall shot, but Kelly cannot afford to throw many shots like that where he cut it short. Now you want to see the power of Kelly Coffman. Remember, your hand is preset to just your approach. So he's going to walk here and send it between the 3rd and 4th arrows with an inside-out swing.
And he conquers the left lane. Giving him a double, trailing by 10. We'll be back. Okay, we're back at the Forum, Grand Prairie, Texas. Final 5 have started, and this is the man, Amleto Monacelli, who finished 4th, that eliminated the number 5 bowler, Brian Goebel, 244 to 202. 3 in a row, 4th frame. Groove today, Nelson Burton.
Well, Chris Schenkel, it's a great shot for Amleto, and he started with 4 in a row, and he looks awfully sharp on the TV pair.
And of course, he can make 12. Perfect game. Quaker State will present him with a check for $100,000. 5th frame, 5th frame. Crossing over and fortunately leaving 3-10.
Chris, an interesting thing happened right there. As you'll see on the approach, there's a little oil mark as the lane machine comes rolling off and carries a little oil to the left side of the approach. Amleto is so far left on the lane that he actually stuck in that area. You see it over by the left-hand channel. That affected his shot. He pulled it, went high, has the 310.
Hopefully released the oil from the shoe. Oh, yeah. Two-time PBA Player of the Year, Bo.
Thank you, Chris. And the Big D, you should be the man to beat on this TV pair. They had 255 average. Can you hit them like that today?
Well, the 2 times I hit it in the finals, I think I hit in the night block where the shot had had all day to develop. With the fresh oil and not as many games being bowled on. Didn't really like what I had in practice, but there's been a couple games bowled on, so we'll see what happens.
Well, he averaged 255, Chris, and he's in the semifinal match. We'll see what happens. Back to you.
Okay, and Kelly Coffman has strung 3, and he's cut Monacelli's lead to 8. On this shot on the left lane, he could lead by 2. So now, Kelly has the opportunity to try to convert the split. Kelly, who is 9th here in 92, opponent Amleto won in 91 right here at the Forum.
310, get the ball between the 3-pin, let it deflect into the 10. Monacelli did it perfectly in the 5th. Let's see if Kelly can do it in the 6th.
Oh, yes. We're getting early tips here today,
Well, it's so important for the power players to fill in the frames. We know they're going to get strikes, but if there's any doubt in their game, is the ability to mark in between. Now, Monacelli being a little more versatile and a little more experienced than the other players should fill more frames, but Kelly makes the tough split.
And as Bo was speaking about experience, Amleto is in his 67th bowling telecast. And his wife Teresa just completed their home in Venezuela. He said he slept 2 nights in the new home and came back to bowl.
Make a nice house payment today with 48 grand on top. I think the best concentration on tour right here in this man.
Leaving a 10-pin. When he won here in 1991, he started from 4th. Exactly what he's doing today.
Little ball change for the 10-pin, something that doesn't hook quite as much. Cross lane, dead in the shot. Watch you don't stick in that corner. Whoop.
Okay. Getting near the end of our second game. It's a close one. Only 10 pins separate these pros. Our tournament leader, another big man, Bob Spaulding, now bowling out of Greenville, South Carolina. Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania native. Better weather in South Carolina.
Coffman up 7th frame, trails by 10.
All right.
Mother and father looking on, proud of that. Virgil.
Aren't they, though?
And Louise. If there's one thing Kelly Coffman has to do to prove his game, is to extend farther down the line. What I'm saying is don't cut the ball off short. He's had a few short ones in this match, and now he can even the match with a strike. Needs a big long follow through.
All right, broke up the split, leaving only the 2.
Watch the head pin. It'll do the damage and save him right here. Goes to the left sideboard, takes out corner pins, and then knocks the 10 out. Easy spare. He'll trail by 10.
Take a deep breath now while he relaxes, and here's Monacelli. Monacelli with a spare up shooting in the 8th frame. He just joined us. He won the first game over Brian Goebel, 244 to 202. 10 strikes. What a scout. Coming up next at 4:30 Eastern on ABC's Wide World of Sports, we'll bring you the pairs competition from the Fresh Look World Challenge of Champions. Also, it's a 2-minute drill featuring Super Bowl Most Valuable Player Steve Young from the Miller Lite Pro Bowl Battle of the Gridiron, and we'll have a preview of next Saturday's State Farm United States Figure Skating Championships. All next on Wide World of Sports. 4.
Boy, Amleto came away from the 8th and 9th frame smelling like a rose. I'll tell you what, he sent the ball wide in the 8th and tripped the 2-pin with the head pin. Then he throws the ball right in the beak on the left-hand lane and just gets an easy spare. With a conversion, the match will be up for grabs. Monacelli will have a 10-pin superiority. Excuse me, Chris. We haven't had a tie match all year, but the table's set for that. If Coffman strikes out 238, Monacelli strikes out 238, down to the last frame.
Confident shot. He and his wife Chelsea are expecting a baby boy on Tuesday.
For Coffman to be a consistent winner on the Pro Bowlers Tour, this is where he has to learn to perform. In the clutch, he's got the power. He can get himself in position to get to the 10th frame. Now he has to put his Sunday ball down there and prove that he can win in the final frames.
Oh, the 10 still stands.
Wow, how'd that head pin miss that 10 pin? The scout left sideboard and goes sailing across. Watch this. This would have tied up the match. Head pin to the left sideboard. Zoom! Right in front of the 10. It's not over, but it's a little more dark for Kelly right now.
Bitter disappointment going from first to third yesterday. And of course, frustrated now.
Well, and if Monacelli marks, Chris will be 4th. That's quite a drop in 2 games. A lot of bucks at stake.
Darn right. 10,000 instead of a possible 48 grand. That's when he needed previous shot. 218 for Kelly Coffman.
Monacelli needs a spare of any type, and it's not a given. He's been all over the place on this right-hand lane. He's been light, high. Right now, he needs a mark. When you need a mark, you got to go with your best shots. Go to the hole, the 1-3.
Oh, here it is.
Here's what has to happen. He has to make this split and get a good count, 4 pins, to win the match. And I'll tell you what, I don't think he's going to make it, Chris. It's a tough shot. That left side of the lane's tricky. If he leaves it to the right, he hangs it out over the 2. If he leaves it to the left, it hooks 5. Oh, Kelly Coffman wins the match.
Your prediction on the button. Speaking of disappointment to joy for Kelly Coffman, who wipes his brow, and he should. 218 to Monacelli's 214. Let's watch again how he missed.
Here's the shot at the 2-8-10, now 2-4-10. Remember, he just needs a mark of any type. Now he's worrying about going high. He well hangs. The head pin doesn't take out the 2. Now he's left with the difficult split. Kelly Coffman wins the match.
All right, this week the Choice Hotels tip of the